just a good old boy, never meaning no harm. Beats all you never saw, been in trouble with the law since the day they was born.
Hey guys, JC Smith here. Well, today I brought in the existing motor that was in the V10. This is a continuation of 2014 F550 with the bad V10 or damage. And here's the other one. This is one I went through this winter. I went ahead and did the heads, valve guides, cam followers, all that stuff. You can see it's got, the heads have just been done. So we're going to change out this motor, that motor for that motor. So I got to make some changes. The timing covers are the same, the oil pan's the same, the crossover tube for the thermostat's the same. I don't know about the intakes. I know that this intake, it ran smooth, no check engine light, none of that stuff. So we're going to go ahead and take this intake off, put it on this. We're going to change a few things over. Shouldn't be really a big deal. I already did all the studs, new gaskets, as you can see, so all that's ready to go. So I think all I should have to do is change over the engine mounts, which aren't on this one, and possibly, like I said, the intake, and maybe a couple of other small items. Shouldn't be a big deal, and we should be ready to go. So let me get at it. There you go. You can kind of see the valve. It's sideways, and you can see the valve stem right in there. That's down in the intake hole. So the valve is busted off, and the stem is busted off as well. And you can see, maybe you can see, if I can get a light down in there somehow, right there. So you can see how the one valve comes out of the valve guide, and the other valve stem is sideways. Alright guys, curiosity is getting the best of me here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that head off. So I already got the intake off because they're swapping it. Then I took the idler pulley off of here, took the water pump pulley off. I'm getting ready to take the damper pulley off. These do not pry off. You gotta use a puller. Usually doesn't take too god awful much to do it. So I'm gonna pull that off. I'll take the valve cover and the coil packs off of this side, and then I'll take the timing cover off, and I'm gonna yank that head real. You guys ready to make a mess? These head bolts are kind of a pain in the butt. Wow. Alright, so I just pried this out, and I guess I'll put that with my collection. But you can see, maybe you can, if it'll focus well, the head's got a little bit of damage here, but the valve seat, I believe, could be replaced, and that head could be alright, because there's virtually no damage anywhere else. So that could be alright. Well, there you have it. There's the valve stem laying down in there. If I can get a good look at the walls here. A little bit of antifreeze in there. See the one score right there. My fingernail gets caught on it. Another score there. And a big gouge. So I can get that to, see if I can get that in there. See that big gouge right there? That right there means the cylinder had got to be bored. This is why I chose to go with the one I have. It's already done, because I expected to see damage that would require me to have machine work done. So if I machine this, I'm not going to do just one cylinder. I would do all the cylinders, bore them all the same, put in new pistons, new rings, new rods, new mains, new oil pump, all that stuff, basically rebuild the engine. Or, at this point, I call that one a bad head. It might even be replaceable, or repairable, I mean, because really that valve is just stuck in there. The seat is pressed in, so they might be able to put a new seat in there. That head's not horrible. I could probably save this head and fix another V10 with this head and the other head. But I don't think it's cost effective to rebuild this engine. I mean, that's a pretty good gouge right there if you can see it. That's in there. Can't get it to focus real well, but it'd take a good bit to get that out. But anyways, curiosity. I just wanted to see what it was. That'll give me another good head, at least one. I can probably have that one repaired. The cam looks really good, so lash adjusters, cam followers, same thing on this side, and it can be pretty good heads. So, alright, so now we're going to get up back onto this one. I ordered up new intake gaskets. I'm going to get them put on, and I think this one's ready to go in as soon as I get my intake gaskets and put the intake back on. Alright guys, it's a little loud, but this is how I lift these engines up with my Gradall. I just take a ratchet. This is actually a wheel strap, kind of a lasso strap. I wrap it around each manifold in the rear, and I put it on this piece of C-channel. C-clamp it to my fork so it can't go anywhere, well, in theory. And then I run a strap down around the pulley down there, which that needs to go in just a little bit more. So before I do anything, I'll set it back down and set that back and then lift it. There we go. Alright, so now I need to get it outside, and I need to turn it around so that I can get it into the frame, or I gotta move the frame. It's easier to do this. So I'll set that down, I'll set it down, I'll drive the Gradall around the other way and pick it back up. Gotta get up above them fuel lines. Lining this up is probably the hardest part of doing this. Because I really, I'm, what, 20 feet away from it? 15 feet maybe? So I try and get the machine as close as I can. And then bring the engine down in. See, I got that fuel line in there. I have to go forward. Go down. Get the fuel line out of the way. And then come back. There we go. Alright, let's go see what we got here. Okay, so we gotta come this way a good bit, which is easy to do. And I gotta come back a good bit. You see, I'm kind of cattywampus here, so I need to get the Gradall, I need the boom to come this way. Yeah, we're close now. Now we'll see what we got. I'm just gonna have to do this. I'm not gonna be able to video this. It's just too hard to do. Yeah, you can see the motor now. What I need to do is tilt it up like this, get the back part down. I'm clear the oil pan right there. Motor mounts are closed, so that's our next step. I'm gonna have to do this. I'll bring it back once it's in. Okay guys, so we got the engine in. Bell housing bolts are all in. Torque converter bolts are in. Starter's in. The wiring's done. Exhaust is all hooked up. Inspection covers back on. Motor mounts are in. AC compressors in. Fan clutches on. Alternator's back on. Power steering pump's back on. Serpentine belts on. What little bit of wiring I could put on right now is done. The radiator hoses are on and ready to go. I'm waiting on intake gaskets. That's why you see there's no intake on it. Napa didn't have the gaskets in stock. They sold out, so I'm going to pick up the intake gaskets first thing in the morning, get back here, we'll put the intake on, get it torqued down, and hopefully we'll get it torqued down, set the intake on. I got a little bit of wiring to put on, not much, a little bit of a wiring harness, and then we're going to set the cab on. So hopefully tomorrow about another 4 hours. Today I have about 4 hours in it so far, and that's getting the other motor, getting everything swapped over like we need to, get it set in place and get it hooked up. I got 4 hours in it. So far I'm in 8 hours. Tomorrow I'm hoping another 4 hours if all goes well, and it should be able to be started and driven. I got synthetic oil coming, an oil filter, transmission fluid, antifreeze, you know, all the fluids, top it all off. And then we'll drive it down the road. I drove this as it was with the engine. It ran okay. It ran okay enough to go down the road and, you know, check brakes and steering and stuff like that. So should be hopefully back together tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. So that's it for this one. Hopefully just one more video on this truck and that'll be it. But if you like what we're doing, give us that thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Leave your comments down below, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Making their way the only way they know how.